first loss of the season by 17 points to the Ravens on Sunday. The Pats will now have their bye week to right the ship, and Tom Brady seems to be looking forward to it, saying on his weekly radio appearance, quote, "I think every bye week comes at the right time for an NFL team." So, Rob, how much trouble are the Patriots in?
They are in trouble because for the first time they played a real team, and you know what? The Patriots proved that they're frauds. Yes, Skip. Frauds.
Fraudulent.
They're fraudulent. And not only did it's no crime to lose to the Ravens in Baltimore, okay?
Yeah.
They weren't in that game. Let's just be honest. This was supposed to be something they were telling us about historical defense, right? Coming into that game, they had only allowed they had scored 4 touchdowns of defense and had allowed 3. So they had more touchdowns than the opponent's offenses. But again, feasting on nothing but bad teams all year. 6 of their wins have come against teams with 2 or less wins. They beat the 4-4 Steelers, who were god-awful in that game, and
Buffalo.
And the other one, Buffalo. And Buffalo made it a game. It was 16-10. It was a little bit of a struggle. So those are their only 2 wins. And they've beaten the Jets twice, right, to feast on the Jets. So when you look at it, look at the numbers, I'm not buying into the Patriots at all. I feel as confident today as the opening of the season when I told you they weren't going to go to the AFC Championship game. That I don't know if it's Houston or Kansas City or Baltimore. Somebody gets to them and beats them. They're not that good. Brady has played okay. Look at his numbers. Definitely, Shannon, they're going the other way. And then when you look at the defense, I don't think that they've been tested enough for me to feel confident. And then when they finally had a guy who was a little off script, what happened? They got run over. And Baltimore helped them make that game closer. They turned the ball over in their own zone, in their own end a couple of times, and the Patriots were able to cash in. So you look at all this, everybody was ranting and raving, oh my God, they're gonna go undefeated. Look at this defense, all that. Skip, you were on that train. That train
I told you
crashed.
they're going to be favored in every game down the stretch.
Then they're going to be favored against
They
Philly.
were favored to win at Baltimore.
Then they're going to be favored against Philly.
They will, too.
They will not.
Go ahead.
You know what, Skip? I think they'll be fine. Coach Belichick I do trust. My concern has been about the offense. My concern has been about the offense all year. I never thought their defense was as good as the numbers would indicate, historically great, because I had a front row seat, courtside seat, to watching a historically great defense. And I didn't see that in this defense. I just didn't think they were playing offenses or playing quarterbacks that were competent enough to take advantage of some of the looks that they were given. But my concern is with the offense, Skip. They still do not push the ball down the field. And the running game, the running thing, you know, and that's what takes pressure off Tom, Skip, because he can turn around and hand the ball off. Now teams like, y'all can't run it. We're just going to dig in and come get you because we know you're not going to push the ball down the field. So we're just going to try to clog up the middle, put pressure on Tom up the middle. And the first time, Sunday night, the defense struggled, and they struggled big time. And Tom Brady, for so many times, has been able to bring them back. Sunday was the first time that he looked, you know, like, wow, looked really bad. Look bad. Skip, I don't know if I need to share this with you, but you probably want to hear this. Tom Brady has thrown an interception in 5 of his last 6 games. He's 23rd in yards per attempt. He's 16th in completion percentage. That is a recipe for you to go home very early.
It's almost as bad as Aaron Rodgers.
No, there you go.
They do this, Skip.
Do you know when Aaron Rodgers had the 6 touchdowns? It was the first time since Mark Rippett.
Yeah.
In 1991, he had 6 touchdowns, 5 throwing and 1 rushing.
You're talking about against the Raiders?
Stop it, Skip.
No, well, that was the week Pro Football Focus ranked the Raiders defense dead last in the NFL.
And guess what? And Pro Football Focus ranked the offenses that the Patriots defense were going against dead last. But that's neither here nor there. I have the utmost confidence in Coach Belichick that he will make the necessary corrections on the defensive side of football. The question is either scheme or it's personnel. Well, Skip, there's no more personnel out there on the street that you can bring in. Everybody that's in there that can help the Patriots do what they need to get done is in that building. So now maybe there's some things schematically that you can do to help protect Tom Brady or maybe run the football a little better. But I have the utmost confidence in Coach Belichick, so I'm not going to panic just yet.
Really?
Nope.
So you disagree with him about won't make it to the AFC Championship game?
But I ain't listening to Rob.
It was not the first time, not the last.
I'm not listening to Rob.
Point of order for Rob Parker. You said the Patriots were never in that game. It's 30-20 Baltimore, and Tom Brady completed 4 straight passes. The 5th one, as he moved them into Baltimore territory. The 5th one should have been intercepted. He threw it behind Sanu right here, and I forget who it was, but somebody got linebacker got hands on it. The next one, Tom Brady steps into it and made his throw of the night up the seam to 38-year-old tight end Benjamin Watson. There's no more Gronk. There's no more 2 guys who were starting at the first of the year. It's down to 38-year-old Benjamin Watson, and he hits him right there.
No, he didn't. That ball was low.
He dropped it.
You know the ball was low,
know what?
Skip.
It really ticked off Tom Brady. He's like, this is what it's come to for me. And he threw, for the first time in a long time, a mad ball.
So Tom Brady
said,
a
mad ball?
I give up. I'm just going to fling this as far as I can. And he threw a punt to Earl Thomas down on the 5-yard line, threw it over Sanu's head. I think he thought Sanu was going to break to the end zone, and he sort of pulled up in the mid zone. Okay, that was the ball game. That was the end of that. But they were in that game, because if he goes and scores, it's going to be 30-27.
But my point in saying they really weren't in that game, if Baltimore didn't turn the ball over to them to set them up for easy scores.
Because it was 17-0 in the blink.
It was 17-0, right? And they just gave Brady and the Patriots the ball. Like, it was that was a turning point right there to make the game close.
So I'm going to say what I always say, and I'm going to stand by this. One guy in the sports world I do not bet against is
Coach
Tom
Belichick.
Brady. Tom Brady. Does he play for the Patriots?
He charge everything.
I'm wondering if he coaches for
Don't
the
do that,
Patriots,
Skip.
I think his son's now the defensive coordinator. That's what everybody's writing.
Yeah.
I don't know if Daddy will take the wheel over the bye week.
Wheel, you know?
Maybe that's just to try to get
Skip, you know, it's really convenient. The last 2 weeks, his son been coaching. The historic side of it, he was coaching. Cleveland running the ball. Baltimore, that don't be, but I'm going to take it back over now and get this thing going
I think he might take it back over, because I think he might have to. So here's the difference in this year and last year, and I'm going to give you this point. Last year was far more fixable than this year because they had better pieces to fix the offense with.
Correct.
Gronk was there. Josh Gordon looked a little sleeker and a little faster, and they just cut him. They cut bait. They said that's all for Josh Gordon, because, to your point, running like he had a piano on his back.
He wasn't the same guy.
Okay, he wasn't the same guy. And again, you had AB for a little while. Now you don't have AB. So now the X factor on offense is a rookie, and they don't like to deal with rookies at a high level, right? So N'Keal Harry, they took in the first round, and I loved him at Arizona State. He has not stepped on an NFL field yet.
Yes.
I thought he would play Sunday night. He did not. So now they have the bye week to try to get him more and more comfortable with Tom Brady, with rapport. So is he going to fix the offense? Well, it's going to come down to that, because Julian is 30, what is he, 33? And he's been beat up. He's had cracked ribs. And again, that's all you got is a little Julian Edelman. And the receivers I'm watching with Sanu and Julian the other night, they couldn't separate. They don't have, escape speed where they just, leave the defensive back.
They can make tough catches. They can make tough contested catches. And basically, you're down to Sanu, Edelman, and James White. Okay. Those are your receivers.
Last year, Sony Michel got hot at the end of the year.
He did.
Led them to the #1 rushing attack in the playoffs. He's either banged up, or he's lost his confidence, or he's deep in Belichick's doghouse, because he is not remotely what he used to be. And their offensive line, without the starting left tackle and the starting center, they're not what they used to be. And I'm not sure it's fixable with the spare parts that they have.
I'm not so sure that the line, the guys that are there, Cannon and Shaq Mason, I don't know if they're playing at the level they were playing.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't either.
Because they can't run, they can't protect. And Tom, obviously, especially at 22, he wasn't mobile. So at 42, he is not mobile.
But you're seeing a difference in Brady. Can you admit that?
A little bit, but not a lot. I've also seen him have some big games this year. For the first 3 games, Pro Football Focus ranked him #1.
I get it.
They didn't play anybody.
Well, but I think that does factor in. And that's the thing that you should be concerned about, is just that they were feasting on so many bad teams, and then finally somebody comes and smacks you in the mouth, and the Patriots didn't respond. They got beat up.
I do think the defense is more fixable than the overall offense. Because the defense has pieces. When you bring back Jamie Collins and you had Chase Winovich, they got pieces everywhere. They will fix the run, stop the run. They will stop the run from here on. And I think they are interchangeable parts enough. He'll figure the defense out, and it will be better than it was Sunday night. It'll be good enough that you're going to be in trouble on your won't make it to the AFC.
If they play the Ravens or Houston or even Kansas City. Kansas City could get everything back. And what if Mahomes, right?
Oh, my homeboy dealing.
Right, if he gets back and the team gets together or whatever, I think any one of those three teams could beat the Patriots. I really believe that even before they get to the AFC Championship game if there's a matchup.
Well, they're probably going to have to go to Foxborough to do it.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to have to
remind everybody.
They've been beating at Foxborough. Let's be honest.
Okay,
you know
they were by Baltimore.
By Baltimore, they
By
ran
Ray
them
Lewis of
over.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
But I remind you, last year, think of the disasters they had. They lost at Jacksonville. They lost at Detroit.
I called that one.
Okay, they lost at Miami. They got crushed at Tennessee, maybe worse than they did at Baltimore. And what happened? And then they went to Pittsburgh and lost. So all those games, and here they came, right? Because you thought Tom Brady was the wash king last year, and here he came back again.
Did you see that Super Bowl? Tom Brady had 100 and
Tom Brady had a 26 QBR.
He had
Should
no
have been the MVP
no
of the Super Bowl.
touchdowns, one pick, a fumble.
That'd have been
terrible, Jenny.
Got the ring.
Skip doesn't want to act like it didn't happen.
That would have been embarrassing.
It would not
that you
have
give the MVP to a guy with no touchdowns.
Right. Not even the sports writers could do that.
Okay, wait
even
a
if
second.
they love Tom Brady,
He
they
completed
couldn't do it.
5 straight passes in the only scoring drive of the game. That's MVP.
And this
Stephon Gilmore should have been the MVP.
And this is the other one that's even better, is not only did Brady couldn't get it, they give it to a receiver who didn't even have a touchdown in the game. How about that?
Which
How
is
many
why the
MVPs,
quarterback should
Shannon,
have got
never scored a
Gilmore should have got
touchdown?
Skipper, you know
Should
it.
have been,
Skip,
exactly.
he did a number on Brandon Cooks, and you know it, Skip.
On
Brandon Cooks.
Good stuff. Enjoy having you.
Oh, you don't like Brandon Cooks now.
Well, he's
Always a good
Julio.
Did Michael Jordan have anything to do with LeBron's third straight triple-double? We'll discuss next.